imagery. That was great. And
Yeah, we're pushing out wash leads.
yeah, thank you.
And then just, yeah, if anything catches your eye, just shout out.
Will
So
do.
that ship move is about to complete.
Copy that.
Do we have anything that indicates what that bump is?
You know, I went to it before, and then it went away.
Yeah.
But I'll go out to it and see what it is. Carl mentioned it might just be a small depression.
That might have been a different one.
This white thing might be a sea star.
Actually, there's
15
something.
meters.
Copy that watch leads. Let me set up real briefly.
I mean, you could push out ahead too. If you look at after you look at this.
Yeah.
But,
Actually, there's been that depression in your sonar the whole time. Maybe there's something blocking it, or something wrong with it.
I think it has moved closer, right?
One sec, video. I'm just getting a feel for the current.
So this looks
Alright,
like
Biddy, if you want to come in.
a Hymenasta sea
It's
star
not
to
quite
me,
centered, but I think I can fix it as we go in.
which I think are referred to as slime stars.
Okay, I'm going to hold here.
Copy that. Alright, you can come in if you want. I think I'm pretty good.
Okay, coming in. Holding. I do have
Yeah,
one
I think we
zoom.
just start moving north from here, Carl.
Copy
Yeah,
that.
I'm going to definitely go with Hymenasta. Oh, nope. Coil Chris is saying Terrasta. Oh, no, yeah, maybe he's right.
Yeah, that ship moves
Okay, so
complete.
Terrasta de Terrasta.
Hymenaster, it's too solid looking for a Hymenaster, I think. I think the Hymenaster is going to be much more gelatinous looking.
Yeah, after flipping through the guide, I'm going to agree, Chris.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to help me out here. Where are its feet? I'm very confused by this one.
They're they don't have to be extended very far, but they're slightly curled under, so you can see each of the corners of it. Well, the five, yeah.
And yet this is a sea star?
Yes.
Wow. Really doesn't look like one.
Okay, that's great, pilot. Thank you.
Alright, video when
You
you're
can see
ready.
his tube feet
Okay,
just
coming
underneath.
out.
I see what you're saying now.
That's
He looks sort of
wide.
misshapen.
I think it's probably just feeding
So
on
yeah,
something.
about 25 meters ahead of me is that feature.
Depression.
25. Are you talking about
Whatever it
this
is.
one right here?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a glitch on the sonar, but I swear I've seen that the past 3 times I've been in the control room.
Huh.
It comes and goes, but it always comes back and looks exactly like that.
Oh, you know what? We're so shallow, the extender might not be extended all the way.
Oh, that could be true, because
yeah.
yesterday we were very shallow too.
Yeah, the extender was designed to only work below 500 meters.
Right.
Oh.
So that might be the bottom of the frame.
Yeah, that's funny.
That would make sense.
Been chasing the bottom of the frame for kilometers.
But yeah, I'd like to start just moving, maybe even due north here.
Yeah, whatever we need to do to get to waypoint 2.
How fast do we have to go to catch the bottom of the frame?
Infinitely fast.
If we match it up with the current, we might be able to get 2 knots, right?
Well, yeah. If we ignore that, then yeah, north seems pretty good.
Okay. We'll do another 30-meter hop to start.
Okay, I'll start crawling you that way.
Yeah, direction is due north now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Coming to port.
Yeah. I'll let my current do the work.
Bridge, this is Nav. Ship move, please. 30 meters, bearing due north at 0.2 knots.
I think there's another scorpion fish that we're passing over.
I did not
That's it.
see
We don't need to stop. It's fine. We've
Okay. Sounds
we've
good,
seen a
Watcher.
good few of them for this dive. Sorry, video.
No, it's fine. Just for science purposes. ID.
Oh, so I figured out what's in D2 sonar. Look at the little cam. There's the sonar.
Hey guys, one of you has an open
What do
mic.
you have?
Can you please make sure you turn it off?
It's a mini Zeus that doesn't go
Or possibly you've got the
Okay.
computer on.
So we're chasing two
Again, make
false
sure you turn it off.
Sean, you're gonna have to go really fast to catch the mini Zeus. Yep. All right, so let's ignore both of those for the rest of the day.
I concur.
Okay, you're gonna probably start pulling in a
Okay,
minute.
I'll do more sideways.
Yeah, you've got a little bit, but actually, it's more just the current pulling
Yeah, I
the
think
tether. Yeah,
Current
you
probably
could
has most of it.
you could keep going.
Do some angles.
So as we're moving up the slope here, pretty much the main type of fauna, which are these tiny white specks all over the seafloor, those are stylasterid corals, which we've been seeing for a while. But it doesn't really appear that there's much else around here.
So these little stylasterids are probably some of the only things that can make use of some of these larger cobbles and actually remain upright.
Good point, Chris. And perhaps also their small size also makes them less susceptible to being blown over in the currents here.
What's the local time now, Nav? Is it?
Yeah, I agree. So that's probably why they're the only thing
It's
around.
12 hours off.
Oh, that's okay.
So it is 2:50.
Yeah, gotcha. I hadn't even noticed that yet. This cruise.
Yeah. Makes it easy.
Yeah.
And it'll be roughly 9 minutes to 50 meters, so still have about an hour and a half.
Start up some dirt there.
I wouldn't go back there.
Yeah, I'm pushing forward.
So we should see it steepen up a little bit soon, right?
Yes.
What's the distance between those?
It's still not going to be very steep, but
1
30
to
meters.
3,
Yeah.
There's rippling on the seafloor here.
25.
There are definitely ripples on the
Watch
seafloor.
leads. Do you want zoom on ripples?
No.
Copy.
You can just continue. Thank
Passing
you
up
for
ripples.
checking, though.
No
The
problem.
nice thing about ripples is that you can see them without zooming. In fact, they look better when you're not zooming on them.
Copy that.
Yeah, we just noticed that D2 started stirring up sediment, which it hasn't done yet today.
Huh. Can we get a snap zoom on this boulder as we're going by? Well,
Absolutely.
rock.
Just give me 1 second to match current.
So the nature of the sediment has really changed
Yeah.
greatly. I
All
mean,
right,
the
video,
color
do you
is
wanna
different. Well, actually, for a while, what we were looking at was really like outcrop with maybe fine sediment on top of it, and then we sort of went over this sort of lumpy, what looked like really indurated. Wow, it's like stylasterid
City.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And now we have these really dark grains that don't really look the same as what we were looking at before.
Washley's, do you want to focus on the rock itself or the white items on
that
it?
shot in itself is just
great.
perfect.
Yeah.
So
Copy.
we can pick up and head off whenever you're ready.
Otherwise known as Diva doesn't want to look at the rocks.
All right,
No, this
video
is
on
fine.
you.
I didn't mean that.
Yes, you did. So it's very interesting. I mean, we're seeing ripple marks now, so we're seeing probably finer grain sediments. We're seeing these darker grains that we haven't seen before.
Put another one in.
So I'm interested to see what's going to be
Yeah.
coming as we continue to move up
Stand
slope.
out. Maybe let's wait for him to get out ahead.
All right.
Camera's at 70.
Copy that.
Almost aimed due north.
So watch lead. This is Nev.
Go ahead.
We are definitely going to hit waypoint 2, and we're going to have plenty of time to spare. I assume we'll just want to keep moving up the slope.
I think we'll want to climb up this slope if we can, if we can get up to 250, that would probably be okay.
Okay.
If you're okay with it, and then we'd probably just lateral around.
It's cool, I'm off stick
Okay,
right now.
so continue up the ridge until
Yeah,
250
it's
and then
perfect.
lateral.
Diagonal lateral.
I mean, I can
I
check,
was
but that
doing
would be my
earlier,
guess.
saying I was sailing.
In fact, I will check, but that would be my
Yeah,
guess.
what's your speed? Yeah, well, it's faster now. 0.25, 0.35.
So, shore-based
Wow.
scientists, it looks like we are on target to achieve our waypoint 2 well before the end of the dive. Would you prefer
do you
to
wanna
try
put
to continue
0.25,
past
0.35
300
in?
meters and
See
go
what
up
that
maybe
gives
to
us
about
in-
250 meters and then lateral around if we still have time? Or
Not
would
sure
you
which one was
prefer
negative,
to
but it'll
stop
give you the
around
magnitude
300
anyway.
meters and then
Yeah.
lateral around?
0.43 meters a second, so that's about 0.8 knots or so. So quite a bit of current.
I don't see much to see here.
We have 0.8
Well, we're
knots
still
of
moving
current.
up.
Do you have a feeling for the
Anyone
direction?
else?
Is it
I
just
think
east
I'm
or west?
pretty
So,
much in it.
Yeah, I would move
You're
up.
heading into it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stepped out for a minute. What was the question?
The question was, we are probably going to achieve waypoint 2 in the next little bit, and we're still going to have enough time to do something else. So we could
Okay, I think
continue
he's
up the
nicely up
slope.
there.
We could try to
We
go to
wanna keep moving.
250
All right.
meters.
Due north.
And then if we still have
30
time, we could
meters.
follow a contour. Or we could
Bridge,
stop
Nav.
at 300 meters where the waypoint is and then
Another
follow
ship
the
move.
contour that way.
30
What would you
meters,
prefer?
bearing 000 at 0 decimal.
Let's go up to 250 and then contour with the remaining time.
There's a fish, but he's
Okay,
moving
perfect.
quick.
Thank you.
Ooh,
got it.
another one of
Ooh,
the
is that the
SLS
flame snapper?
Cruscans. That's the Atlas Cruscans.
Oh.
Boy, that fish is
Yeah.
fast.
Sorry,
And he does have
Washley,
really
he's
long
much
tail.
faster
Yeah,
than
that
I
is.
am.
Oh,
no,
that's
no,
okay,
that's
Sean.
fine.
That happened last time too.
We got it. We got enough of a glimpse that we know what it is.
That was pretty much exactly the same as its last view with the ROV.
Wow, if he could have bumped us off the road, he definitely would have.
Yeah, it must be from New Jersey or something.
So it's a little boring right here. Maybe I can talk to you a bit about that snapper.
Of course, feel free.
I think that would be great.
So I think I mentioned before that this is one of the most valuable commercial species here in Hawaii. We call it
Nice
onaga.
stuff.
Yeah.
And here in Hawaii, we have a little bit of a different
I had it at,
tradition
like,
than they do on the
even though
mainland
that's
for
more like
Christmas and for New Year's.
the current pushing the
Oftentimes,
bottom.
there's fish on the
Yeah.
table. There's
I had
not
it 12.
necessarily
I had
a
it
turkey
20.
or a ham or a roast or something like this.
Dynamic.
You know, back to
And
12.
one of the most prized fish to have on your Christmas table, it would be an onaga like that that's prepped whole, steamed for perhaps Chinese style. And the presentation is absolutely fantastic. The red color and everything else, it's just a beautiful presentation. The big problem is that right around Christmas time, the price of that fish can be somewhere around $25 to $30 a pound.
It's an
And
expensive
so
meal.
if you're going to serve it at your table, you may very well be buying a fish that costs you in excess of $100.
Wow. That is a very expensive fish.
So the high-end restaurants here in Oahu, such as Alan Wong's, those of you who live in Honolulu are familiar with this restaurant. They will serve onaga, and it's $35 a plate. I think it might have even gone up to $38 a plate. It's just a marvelous white fish. It's absolutely delicious, and it's really the type of fish that shouldn't be in my opinion, in Costco or in the supermarkets. It's more of a high-end fish where there's selective or there's management, where they're not catching too many of them, and it's reserved for things like restaurants and treats and special occasions, that type of thing, because I don't think the fishery could support the type of efforts such as like the tuna fishery, for example.
Thank you very much, Chris. So we've moved into an area that's very different than what we were seeing before, unless those are all stylasteroids. I'm not sure which. So then in that case, it's probably the same. It's just that all of a sudden we went from this, darker reddish sediment with these micrograin pieces that were very dark. Maybe they are just tons of stylasteroids.
I think they are.
Wow.
Frame a little.
Yeah, lots of stylasteroids.
Yeah, okay,
There's also a red
ignore me.
fish to the right.
Red fish.
Center.
Right center.
It's pretty much centered now.
Pretty much center.
Yeah.
Yep. Smack center.
And while we're zooming in on
Video,
that,
do you want to do a snap
these
sound?
darker grains that we've been seeing could be, mineralized. They could have a small manganese crust.
Ah, I see them.
Nice fish. So they could still be carbonate grains, or they could be something else. We'll have to see as we continue to move up the slope.
Watchley, do you want a better zoom on this fish? I can set
no,
up-
We've seen this.
Yeah,
fish
we've seen this a
bunch
couple
of
times, so
Copy
it's
that.
we can just continue on,
Yeah.
please.
All right, video, if you want to come out.
You're just.
Yeah, I'll
off
drift
to-
back in the center.
Okay.
Thank you, video.
There you are. I'm 20 degrees off heading.
Copy that. Just going to do a little drift over.
Look at your track on high back. That's a nice survey there.
That is good, isn't it?
Yes.
More rippling, Deb.
It's really nice.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to zoom on those ripples.
No.
We can see them. We
don't
don't
wanna
need to
zoom
zoom
on
on
them.
them.
Pilot, but no.
They are very. I mean,
That's
they're
good.
really
They're really nice
nicely.
ripples.
Yeah, they're
Across
nice
the
ripples. I
ripples.
mean, they're
But-
probably current ripples.
Got a nice view of them on Sirius there.
Oh yeah, we totally do. So if you're a geologist, or if you just like ripple marks, check out Stream 2, where you can see the ripple marks as we go by with Sirius. Very nice.
Okay, and you can go back wide video.
So we're just continuing to climb up this slope. It's a much
That's
more
up to
shallow
science.
slope than we had
Sure, they'll
seen
let us know if they need that.
earlier in our dive. We're at about
So say again,
315
Nav?
meters.
It's time to survey.
Oh,
too.
sorry.
Hey, Nav, this is Watch Lead.
Go ahead, Washley.
So we did talk to the shoreside scientists, and they would like to keep going up to 250 meters, and then if there's time to just lateral around on that contour.
Copy that.
Thank you. This makes me want to go sit on a sandy beach
Think that
somewhere.
Ship move
I
is
know.
Doesn't it make you wanna
it
sit on a
really
sandy beach
does.
somewhere?
Like, I can't wait to
just about.
go to the beach again.
Oh, you got 2 more
Whatever
days.
that's
Are you
gonna be.
comfortable to
2
keep
more
that
days.
move going?
Saipan.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
far stretched out.
Steve,
Seems
have you
like a
ever been to
good
Saipan before?
direction.
No, I have not. Have you? To
No.
be honest, and I will show how absolutely ignorant I was, even though I consider myself to be pretty geographically knowledgeable.
Bridge,
I had
Nav.
no idea where Saipan was until about February
Yeah, we're
this
going to
year.
repeat that last move.
I would
30
actually agree with
meters,
that.
Bearing 000.
It's been great
at
because we
0
were able to
decimal
learn
2
about the
knots.
geography of the whole area of the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Islands.
Definitely.
As we were starting to prepare
it.
for
Thanks.
this expedition.
Yep.
There's quite a bit of historical sites on Saipan if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I believe that there, much like Guam, there are many World War II sites. Wow.
So now there's much
Saipan
less
was a
rock,
much
right?
worse battle.
It's interesting. Like everywhere there's a little bit of rock, there's stylasterids.
Can we zoom in on the stalked animals? So
yes.
center, pretty much, yeah, just
Center
above
out.
center. Yes,
Copy that. I'm
exactly.
just going to get a little closer.
Please, thank you.
So it looks like we finally do have some real terrain coming up in the Sears sonar. About
Oh, that's exciting.
35 meters ahead.
Excellent.
Or some steeper rocky terrain maybe.
Looks like an enemy. So more of those stylasterids. And
All right, video, if you want to come in. Just rotate a little with it.
yep, anemone or actiniarian as we call them.
All right, video, you can do as you want.
So I do wonder why these rocks are so dark up here. I wonder if we could be looking at volcaniclastics, which we thought we left behind, or whether these are just some kind of crust over the carbonate rocks that we thought we were seeing. As we continue to climb, we may find the answer.
And this anemone is likely from the genus Isaac-Nernus. Thank you, Chris, for that ID. Okay, pilot, we are good to continue when you are.
All right, video.
I think
when
we're
you're
quite
ready.
intrigued by this change in substrate coming up.
And I'm going to say thank you to Gene Ranke, who is at the University of Kansas, and he's a
Yeah,
carbonate
thank you.
geologist. And I sort of contacted him out of nowhere and said, please help me. I don't know anything about carbonate geology. And he's been so helpful on these more shallow dives where we've been
just see
encountering
bias again.
different
Does it
types of
come
carbonate
off?
geology. So thanks, Gene.
That looks pretty good.
Looks like we're seeing more sort of outcroppiness.
Yeah,
here.
I would agree.
Maybe it's going to just turn into like a pavement. Can we get a zoom on this little yellow coral, please?
Absolutely. Give me 1 second.
It might be a cup coral.
Yeah, this does look more like a crust.
Yeah.
All right, video, if you want to come in. I think I'm in a good spot. All right, let me
So
center
this
it
looks
before
like
we go.
a Iguchipsamia, maybe.
Say that
Chris, do
5
you
times
agree?
fast.
Sorry, video, give me 1
Which is a
second
type of
to try to center.
dendrophilid coral or scleractinian.
No, I think I'm good. Just need to do
Yeah,
a
it's a
little
pretty
closer.
good guess, Steve. Good as any.
Great. Okay.
All right, video, if you want to go a little more.
What I heard there was, we're not really sure.
Well, Gucci-samia, at least in the ones that we've seen in Hawaii, the polyps look the same, but they tend to form little clusters rather than a little
That
branching
shouldn't
tree
almost
like this.
enough.
So that's why I'm a little confused about it.
Yeah, it's probably just finishing up now.
Okay. So I'm looking straight down, but it seems pretty good. If I stop soon.
Washleets, is this good on this? or
Yes, we can totally move on. Thank you very much,
Copy.
pilot.
Video on you?
Yeah, that ship moves
All
down.
right. Copy that.
Wait for him to push out ahead again, and I'll call another one in.
Thank you. Yeah, push out. Let me just...
So we're getting back into either what's maybe kind of an outcrop or kind of a carbonate crust. I'm not really sure. Interspersed with this dark reddish orange sediment and lots of these little tiny small, pieces of broken something. They're little clasts. I'm not sure exactly what they are. This has been like 3 dives in one, Diva. You know what I mean? We started out in these super high density, like
move?
coral and sponge and sea urchins.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
to a little bit of
Really just
nothing,
enough.
and then we came back into other stuff. It's great. It's been like a ton of variety on this one.
No, I totally agree. It's all about that zonation
Still
we've
gonna
been
do
seeing
north,
on
right?
many of these
Yes.
shallow
Yes.
dives.
Mhm. And much of this has been controlled not only by geology,
right at
but
the
by
sand.
the
Ridge.
topography, the bathymetry that
now.
what we've been looking at, these super steep ridges versus flats.
Can I
As
repeat
well as
that
other
last move?
parameters such as
30
like current
meters, bearing
regimes,
0, 0, 0
temperature,
at 0
water
decimal 2
chemistry,
knots.
Absolutely.
food availability.
Yep. I completely agree.
That's it. Thanks.
As we're getting larger areas of outcropping, we're seeing a couple larger animals popping up, such as these anemones, which we just focused on a little while ago.
Do you think they're taking advantage of the hard substrate?
Well, so we've seen quite a lot of hard substrate, but a lot of it's been quite unstable, like small pieces, which if a big animal tried to live on it, of course, it might topple over or roll downhill or so on. Whereas now we're seeing these, what look like very in situ bits of larger hard substrate. And so now I guess if this continues, we'll begin to see some more large fauna.
So you've been picking up the geology too, huh?
Always. Just I don't know how to explain it. Still seeing quite a couple of those stylasterids around.
Does it look like the slope is starting to shift toward the east?
Let's see. So I'm facing 10.
Just slightly. Yeah, so that next move we can start.
Going back that way.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So we just passed waypoint 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Just on that contour now. We're going to
Okay.
continue up to 250 meters.
okay. Go to the top.
Yeah, which
Copy.
I've labeled there in high pack, and then we're going to lateral along that contour.
So a large stalk
Yep.
crinoid we just passed.
Thanks, Nav. Perfect. So we've just made it to our ending waypoint, which was at 300 meters. And what we're going to do is keep moving upslope to about 250 meters.
Ooh, fish. It's gone. Up in the left corner.
And once we get to 250 meters, if we still have time, we're going to just drive along the contour and see what we can see. And we're trying to look in this area between 300 and 250 meters because that's where a lot of bottom fish habitat is, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken, Deb. I think that's what may have just swum by.
I enjoyed the, ooh, it's gone now.
There's another fish just next to that large
Kind of
coral
upper
or
right,
whatever it is. Yeah, it looks like maybe a boarfish.
Wow, you have really good eyesight.
She's going to standing up now.
Maybe we could check out this big coral. I think he's headed that way anyway.
Yeah, I think we should do both. We can check out the
Coral and the boarfish.
Exactly. And I'll take
And
a
there's,
look at the rocks
and there's a
while we're there.
snapper. Actually, before we look
Where?
at the coral, there's a snapper underneath the rock to the left. See it?
Turn.
Hiding?
Pan
No,
left.
maybe it's not a snapper,
Pan
but
left.
something.
Fish.
It's not a snapper.
He's hiding under the rock.
All right, video quick
Center
zoom.
area.
Okay, coming in. I'm gonna hold here.
Chris, do you know what this second fish is?
And what's the purple stuff?
I'm waiting for Brian Green. I think he thought
Or
that
blue.
this could be some type of a snapper the other day when we saw something like this. And I don't know this one at all.
I'm gonna try to reposition.
Okay, that's full wide.
Does anyone know what the bluish purple stuff is?
I think those are tunicates.
Oh,
growing
really?
All over the rocks. Yep.
Fantastic.
Try to get a little lower, see if we can. All right, video come in.
Okay, so
Okay.
Brian says it's a Pristipomoides
I'm gonna hold here.
Argyrogrammicus.
This is partial.
Say that 5 times fast.
Argyrogrammicus. Yes. Thank you, Brian. That's great. And yes, it is one of the deep water species.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he wants to come out.
Okay, let's check out that
Maybe there's a hydrothermal vent right underneath him.
Warming him up, yeah.
Kind of sincerely doubt it.
Can we check out the other fish, please?
Yeah,
Yep.
video on you.
Okay.
And
coming
coral?
out.
All right.
That's full. That's full wide.
I think that ship move is complete.
Okay. They seem pretty good here.
Yeah.
So Scott is particularly excited because it's a fish-coral interaction here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, maybe not anymore.
Watch leads follow. He
Fish
might
or
come
coral?
back.
Coral,
Oh,
please.
coral.
Yeah,
We've
the
seen,
coral.
we've seen this
lots of
fish
these
like
fish.
many, many times today.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Although it does look like it really wants to go back.
Get a
I think the
broadside on this coral.
A what?
Keep-
Oh, broadside. Yeah,
Oh,
Jeff.
broadside?
Yeah, can we come around so we can look?
Yes.
Take your time.
I'm just gonna face into the current.
I think that fish is like, what are you doing to my home?
Yeah. He's backing off, but he's also
He
lingering.
is, but he's like hanging out. Like, soon I'll come back.
Lingering, waiting, yeah.
So why would it be surprising that there's a coral fish interaction?
Can you pop the lasers on temporarily, please?
Yes.
I can.
All right.
Okay, so this
Video,
is
if you wanna
about
come in.
50 centimeters
Okay,
from
coming in.
the central stalk to the tip of one of the branches. Maybe 40.
Okay, I'm gonna hold right here.
Copy
So, pretty large.
I have more zoom.
I'm just gonna rotate.
Okay,
slightly.
we can...
Watch these. Were you gonna say move on or?
No, I was going to say we can zoom.
Oh, zoom.
Please.
Copy. All right, video. Come on in a little more.
Coming in.
Now this is watch lead.
Go ahead, watch lead.
When are we coming off bottom?
This is max zoom.
Probably around 4:15. So we have about an hour
All right,
left.
we'll hold this.
Okay, thanks.
So Chris is saying this is a C. pileata. What's the C, Chris?
So this is, at least again in Hawaii, and that's my basis for everything. It's probably the shallowest Calyptrophora that we have in Hawaii, and it's lyrate, which this one is. It has an orange color, which this one does. And Calyptrophora pileata in general, the branches that are coming off of the main, the secondary branches coming off of the two main branches, at the very ends, it's, how do I put this? The secondary branches continuously grow, and so the inner ones are always more or less the longest ones, and then if you get out to the very tips of the main branches, those are the shortest ones. And not all of the lyrate Calyptrophora grow like this. Yeah. And so that's one clue that this is either Calyptrophora pileata or something similar to that. Did that make any sense?
All right,
yes, yes, it definitely did.
Looks like there's not much current really. So.
Calyptrophora is a primnoid for anybody listening.
Now.
And that's
strange because it's 0.8 on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, Pilot, that's great.
All right.
We can move on when you're ready.
If you want to come out, we'll push ahead.
Okay, coming out.
The other thing with that sort of close-up is Calyptrophora generally have their calyces that face upright, upwards when they close up at least. And that's different than the other genus, Narella, where the polyp calyces generally point downward when they close up.
All right. Push ahead.
Can we check out that white thing, please?
White thing, yes. Where? Which white?
Right.
Right, white. Got it.
So if you're in a cocktail party, you could throw that information out and wow everybody at the party, too.
I don't know what kind of cocktail parties you go to, Chris.
I don't know. I think I've learned a lot. Over this expedition, I've got more than enough things to talk about at a cocktail party. I think those people who have been following along with us for the last almost 3 weeks also can wow everyone with their deep
amazing knowledge.
Yep.
So this looks like a sponge in front of us.
1 second.
Maybe a demo sponge.
Drifting a little. All right, Biddy, if you want to come in.
Okay, coming in. I'm going to hold here. This is partial.
Just going to rotate a little.
I agree. It does look like a sponge.
And it looks like a demo sponge. So Shirley would like a close-up of this. Ooh, look. Boarfish. He's back.
I think that dude wants to hang with us.
So, yeah. Close-up of the sponge, please.
All right, video, come on in more.
Okay, coming in. I think I have a little bit more left.
Ooh, tiny shrimp.
So do we see the spicules in this sponge?
Actually, video, come out and let me
Sponge
recenter.
people.
Okay, coming
Answer
out.
that question.
Well, actually, I'm just going to reposition real quick.
Yep, that's fine.
This is full wide.
Thank you.
And there's an epigonus just floating by. Deepwater cardinal fish.
So this is Shirley. Yeah, that's definitely a demo sponge. Not exactly sure what it is. Could be another astrophorid, but it could be another one called a Spongiceroides, which we haven't seen at all on this in this area. But my guess is that
All right, video, come on in.
probably more like an astrophorid.
Cool,
so
thank you.
So the sponge you collected earlier is also an astrophorid. I'm not saying that this is the same one, but probably in that same order.
Okay, great.
Okay, I think I'm going to come in more.
Yeah, go for it.
Shirley, could you punch in that name and just sort of say a maybe or something with it just for the record in the event log?
Yeah, sure will.
All right, so we should start thinking about another move here.
Yeah, whatever looks Like the right direction.
Does it look like due north still, or should we start shifting east? It's kind of a subtle shift. So
yeah. Shuttle sift.
a shuttle sift.
All right, watch leads. Do you
north is
need
good.
any more on this?
Okay, we'll do it.
No,
again
that's
then.
great.
I think
Thank
that's
you.
good.
All right, video when you're ready.
Okay, coming out. That's full wide.
All right, thank you.
Call in another one. Is that all right with you, pilot?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Bridge, nav.
Whatever we need to do to move forward.
Another move, please. 30 meters, bearing 000 at 0.2 knots.
This has very interesting
That's it, thanks.
oscules, or the openings through which water is expelled from the sponge. That was really great
Yeah,
video.
that
Thanks.
fish is just ahead.
No problem, Shirley.
Watch leads. Do you want another go at this fish?
Is it the
no.
same
We've
fish?
seen the anemone on the right. We've seen, I think this is the exact, yeah. We've
yeah.
seen the boarfish, we've seen the
No.
coral. Let's just push ahead, please.
God, if you want, I could probably find more ripples somewhere around.
and this is not personal for you, pilot. It's just that we've seen a lot of this stuff earlier in the dive, so we just want to make sure we keep going and see if we can find anything
Yeah,
new.
no, copy that. Ship is moving, and Cirrus is too.
There's ripples.
Oh, look at that, ripples.
Should we zoom in on them?
Yeah, we can probably pass those up. We've seen a good bit of those.
Sorry, you're getting the less fun zooms because we've actually seen just so much on this dive, and we've had a chance to get some really great imagery on this dive. So hopefully we'll find some new things to look at. And we're just continually trucking up slope, aiming for 250.
A fish just hid in that hole up ahead.
Fish hiding in hole up ahead.
Like
Is it
basically
centered?
yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can find a fish. Just give me a second to set. Watch leads while we wait for Sirius to catch up. I'm just going to take a peek in this hole.
Sure.
See if there's
anything in it.
interesting.
Yep.
All right, video, if you want to come in.
Okay, coming in.
Oh yeah, there's a fish in there.
And
Yeah, I'm trying to
It's
Right.
a shy
Right.
fish.
of some sort.
Actually, is that another squat lobster? What is the red thing? A shrimp?
A shrimp, yeah. Well, there's two red things. One looks like a tiny squat lobster most left, a shrimp in the middle.
I was looking at the
and
one on the left.
some kind of fish underneath the rock.
We've got some tails.
Not much.
It's shy.
Yeah. All right, video. You can probably come out.
Okay, coming out.
I don't think we'll get a good look at him.
Okay, that's full wide.
All right, co-pilot, I'll come back into view.
All right, I'm about due north.
So Brian's saying that he thinks this is the same Prismoides we saw a short while ago, the very colourful one underneath the rock. And he's guessing that based on the tail.
So an interesting fun fact, these are among the shallowest dives that the ROV Deep Discoverer has ever done. This is a 6,000 meter rated vehicle, so it likes to do deep dives. It's the Deep Discoverer. And in the last 2 days, we've been trying to sort of push the limits and take it all the way up to 250 meters.
Which means we've seen lots of fauna which we don't usually get to see on Okeanos expeditions.
Absolutely.
And lots of fauna which I'm not accustomed to at all.
And that's why we have a great team of shore-based scientists who can help us with
Exactly.
identifications.
And they have been absolutely phenomenal during this expedition.
Absolutely. now we have to find a way to bribe them so that they'll stay on for leg 3.
So this is another one of these.
Interest on this?
No, I think this is another one of the Cliptrophora primnoids.
Copy that. I'll just.
This is terrible. Jeff's never going to get a chance to zoom on anything.
Who's Jeff? Sean.
Sean, sorry. sorry, Sean.
That's all right. Jeff's not a
I
terrible
tend to think
name.
of you as like the same person. In a nice way. Sean, I really did know it was you.
Is that a tear going down your cheek?
No, it's just I get a lot of things in my eyes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Contacts are dry.
All right, I think that move's just about done. Yeah. Sure. Or, yeah, whatever.
Well, actually, I'm just going to pause real quick, and we're just going to do a little rotation.
Yep, take your time.
Carl, did you want to jump in nav for recovery? He was.
Oh. So, shore-based science team, can we have our science call about 5 minutes after we come off bottom? Around, I think it would be 4:20 Fiji time. Would that work?
Sure.
Anyone else? All right, that's what we're going to do then. So once we come off the bottom, we'll take a few minutes. We'll allow the video people to decouple the audio line, and then we will start our science meeting for our last dive.
Pilot, I put your joy lock in pretty good. Just as
All right.
for the switched.
Thanks.
Or I'm sorry, Z bias, but your joy lock is in too.
Okay. Was the Z bias working well for you?
Between like 12 and 19, I think was a good spot.
Okay.
It just kept adjusting.
All right. So the ship was stopped. Get another move in.
Sure, you guys want to continue north?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Bridge, nav.
Ooh, that is some strong current, isn't it?
Hey, Bridge, could I get a ship move?
It's,
30 meters due north at 0.2
cramp
knots.
Wow, yeah, okay.
Good copy, Bridge.
yeah, I did put your Z bias in. I think it's at 44 right now.
Okay. Just come up a bit.
Okay, the ship looks like it's just underway due north.
Okay, due north.
And we'll go, let's see, you're about 115 meters from the 250 contour.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just keep it moving. Doesn't sound like they're wanting to stop a whole lot.
Yeah. We might keep an eye out. It might start to shift to the east a little. Might be more like 020.
Just took my hand off the stick for a second. Readjust.
Yeah, I found you could kind of point into it, like if it's still about 080. And
Yeah, it's tough to lateral against it.
pretty much kind of drive 080 ahead and sail back like Sean was doing.
The sailing back's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Alright. Just kind of mow the lawn. Slow moving. Snap zoom video.
Okay, snapping in,
Hold there.
holding.
This looks like a plexaurid. No. This looks like a plexaurid. Next to a dead bit of a plexaurid.
I'm assuming no interest
Nah.
to zoom in. You don't sound too excited about it.
I'll ask you to zoom next time.
And zoom out.
Okay, coming wide.
All right, Pat. I have
That's
you.
full wide.
You're dead center, and I have you about 70. So you're in a good spot, and you can go either direction you choose.
What about this up ahead?
That looks like a primnoid. The same one we've seen before. Cliptrophora.
Alright, I'll just
Just
keep
keep
looking
going.
at the dirt then.
We're just seeing a lot of what we've seen already.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
What?
Dead ahead. Center.
See what happens when you say you just keep seeing the same things? Something new appears.
Oh, I think it's a boarfish again.
Okay, maybe it's not new.
No, maybe.
Let's zoom
Oh.
in.
Snap zoom.
Okay, snapping in. I'm gonna
That's
hold.
not a
not
fish.
that.
Yep. Definitely seen that.
Yeah. Yes.
It's pretty.
Snap. Sorry, zoom in more.
Okay, zooming in,
Hold there.
holding.
Oh no, we have not seen this
Oh,
before.
Okay.
So this fish is a
And
Pristigenus.
Pilot, I have you about 80.
Pristigenus.
and I can,
Thank you, Brian, for that ID.
but there's no.
Yeah.
I
hard
don't
returns
think
ahead or
it likes
anything.
us.
So what is a Pristigenus? Like, how is it,
So you have a
you
little,
know,
just
does it
maybe
have a
minute.
common name?
Don't know. Let's
How is it
find out.
different than the things that we've
It's a
been
cool
looking
fish, though.
at?
A soldier fish is the common name.
Oh, I think we've seen one of these
Yeah.
before on a previous dive.
Maybe. And you also see them quite commonly in much shallower waters when you're diving and so on. Not this exact species, but the
But soldier fish in general?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, coming in.
We are at a depth of 280
so
meters
Dave
right
Burdick has just said that Brent has suggested it's
Just a few
Pristigenus
seconds more,
Niphonia, which we saw yesterday, and it's a big eye
Zoom out of here.
now. It does have a big
soldier
eye.
fish.
Zoom
Yes,
out?
it does.
Yeah, just a hair.
Okay.
I'm
There you
master
go.
of the obvious.
Okay, we can move on when you're ready.
Okay. Let's zoom out.
Okay, coming wide,
I'm gonna push ahead.
full wide.
Next video. Pushing out.
Copy that.
Okay, the ship move looks like it's almost complete. Nothing on sonars. Except for the Sirius frame.
snap zoom.
Now
on the
this
rock.
is watch lead.
Okay. Zooming in.
Go ahead, watch lead.
Do you have an idea
Hold
of
there.
which direction we might move in once we hit 250 meters? Like what works better for you guys right now?
Generally, heading up current is easier. So we would head.
Yeah, nothing there. Zoom
So
out.
this looks
To
like some of
the
those
east.
Zooming out.
stylosteroid
facing
corals
into the
again.
current.
The flexorid corals are the yellow ones, and the purple things are tunicates living on the boulder.
I'm sorry, could you repeat
Sorry,
that?
I'm sorry, Deb.
I heard
yes.
up current.
Yeah, generally up current. So we would start moving to the east.
Okay,
Face that way.
perfect, thank you.
Another boarfish. Oh, and some other fish.
A
just
nice
to the
outcrop.
left.
Oop. Have we not seen those before?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, are they still there? Back up.
I don't see them. I think they went off frame below.
Steve, I don't know about you, but this is really just so different than any environment that I've ever worked in terms of deep sea exploration.
It's because this is
Just
really
fascinating.
deep sea.
That's true. But it's just fascinating, right? It looks totally different than
Yeah,
anything I've ever
they're
seen.
gone.
Like deep sea, I think is actually considered to be below 200 meters usually.
Well, we
And
are below 200
that,
meters.
but I mean just.
Be careful what you say, because we are below 200 meters. You know what I really wish we could see? Triple
Trilobites.
marks.
Oh, another fish.
Not a trilobite.
Octopods. This looks like one of the similar
Do a snap zoom.
soldier fish,
Okay,
maybe.
Stepping in.
Hold
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 Oh,
there.
they're so sad. Look at how. Oh,
Just trying to get away from us.
no, that's
Nav,
not
is
his
the ship
home.
still
He's
moving?
trying to get away from us.
I don't
'Cause
think
he's
that
so
hole is quite big
afraid.
enough for him.
The
Oh, another little
There's another one.
little
Okay.
fish.
stopped
I don't know.
a minute
To the
ago.
right.
Can we look to the right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep moving you closer.
That poor
Oh,
fish. I mean,
I-
there's
Yeah,
no
we might
way
be able
he's
to
going to
keep
fit in that
moving.
hole.
It's about 45 my cam.
He's like looking at us out the
Okay.
corner of his eye.
Still think due
Please,
north,
get away
or are
from
we
me.
starting to?
Well, what is
north
that?
looks fine to me.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
a scorpioneid.
video?
So no, just
Another
another type of
scorpion
scorpion fish. Yeah,
Hold there.
Holding.
it might be the same type. I mean, I meant to say it was a type of scorpion fish. Okay,
Very
great.
good for
We
another
can head on up.
Okay, let's zoom out video.
Okay, zooming out.
Thank you.
Pilot, you good for a ship move?
Yes, please.
Bridge nav. Yeah, can we get the same ship move again? 30 meters due north at 0.2 knots. Good copy, Bridge. Thanks.
Not much tether.
Yeah, especially with the current taking it like that.
Just hang out here for a bit.
Copy.
Look around.
It's another fish.
Have we seen that one? Probably.
No.
Oh, zoom in.
So we saw one of these
Yeah, let's
yesterday.
take a look.
Aren't they the
Hold there.
Here.
the butterfly
A
fish?
different type of butterfly fish.
So he's
Do we
pretty
know
far
which
away.
type of butterfly fish?
Zoom in. And hold.
Yeah, we do. I'll let Brian, if he knows this one, because the name got changed, and I kind of know it by its old name.
Hold.
There's something inside of that hole to the right when we're done.
Now I sort of feel like I'm on a tropical reef.
Okay. Let's zoom
Yep.
out a bit.
So this fish is
And yeah, sure.
Prognathodes guyotensis.
Yeah. Which hole were you?
It was on top of this rock. I mean, we might not be able to see